Hello, how you doing? My name is J.B. Chris. You know, life is a mystery. Sometimes when people reject what you have to offer, it's not because what you have to offer is bad. It's not because you as a person, you're bad. It's because sometimes when people reject what you have to offer, it's because they cannot see the value in what you have to offer. Or they cannot see the value in what you have to bring to the table. And they cannot see the value in what you have to offer, not because they are bad, not because they hate you. All right? It's because somewhere, somehow in life, what you have to offer is not meant for them. And if something is not meant for you, it will be difficult for you to see the value in it. And if they cannot see the value in what you have to offer, they can't appreciate it. And if they can't appreciate it, they can't invest in it. Why? Because they cannot see the value in it. And like I said, so let me say this, right? This concept and principle, if you understand it, is going to help you go through life without carrying grudges or, hating or thinking that people reject you or reject what you have to offer because they hate you or because what you have to offer is bad, is not good enough. People don't reject you because what you have to offer is bad. I'm not saying in all cases, but I'm saying sometimes when people reject you, it's not because what you have to offer is bad. It's not because they hate you. It's not because you are a bad person. It's because they cannot see the value in what you have to offer. And if they cannot see the value in what you have to offer, they will say no to you. And they cannot see the value in what you have to offer, not because they are bad people. Remember that, always remember that. Not because they hate you, but because what you have to offer is not meant for them. And if it is not meant for them, they can't see the value in it. If it is not meant for them, they can't support it. If it is not meant for them, they can't invest. They can't invest in it. All right? So what do? I just want you to watch this particular short video, right? And I will come back after that.
Another one of my records that I really, really am proud of is The Candy Shop, and how it came about was really interesting. I recall sitting in the studio, I made this record. I was living in Miami at the time. This was, after the Chronic album. This is after a lot of stuff I had done. I moved to Miami, and I was really working on this sound. A lot of Middle Eastern stuff at the time with strings and flutes, and that was the emphasis of what I was doing at the time. And I made this little track, and I was making it actually for Fat Joe, because I was anticipating him coming to the studio. And he came in, he thought it was cool, and then he had me add a particular sample from an Eric B. and Rakim song, the intro from another song, and we attached it to the front of it, the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And then we had this track, and Joe was cool with the song, but he wasn't in love with it. So he passed on the record. And 50 Cent was due to come visit me, and we were going to work on his album. So out of the things that I played for him, that was one of the compositions I played. And I remember calling Joe, and I said, Joe, are you sure you don't want this beat? Because I have a client here that really wants this beat. And Joe said, Scott, I don't need that beat. I'm good. I need something harder, whatever, blah, blah, blah. When 50 Cent came to the studio, I played him the Candy Shop beat. He immediately went crazy. He immediately wanted to write to it. I remember we were in a studio, actually, that I owned, called Sound Villa, where I had a house that was specifically turned into a couple of different studios. I had the SSL mixing board that was originally used from the show Saturday Night Live in the 70s. I had bought this big, massive console, and I made it was a commercial facility, essentially. And it was great because I was able to have 50 come there, and he recorded all the vocals there. And he had an artist with him, Olivia, who is a singer he had signed to him. And I remember, started singing on it with him, and they created some melodies and lyrics, and and the whole candy shop concept. I knew we had a hit immediately. And
now you have seen it for yourself, right? Fat Joe rejected that particular soundtrack. Not because the soundtrack is not good, but because he could not see the value in it. But when the person that the soundtrack was meant for, now remember the soundtrack was produced for Fat Joe, but it wasn't meant for Fat Joe. It was meant for 50 Cent. Now, when 50 Cent came into the studio and heard the soundtrack, he went crazy about it. Why? Because that soundtrack, even though it was produced for Joe, it wasn't meant for Joe. It was meant for 50 Cent. Now, if you go and read about this particular soundtrack, the song became #1 on the Billboard 100. Why? And that was a song somebody rejected. Was the song bad? No. Was the soundtrack bad? No. It's just that the soundtrack, was not meant for Fat Joe. It was meant for 50 Cent. So what do you need to do? You have to keep working, right? Keep working, keep improving yourself, keep developing yourself, keep doing the things you have to do. Because you know, a day will come that those that what you have to offer is meant for will come around. And when they come around, they will see the value in what you have to offer. And because they can see the value in it, they will appreciate it, they will invest in it. All right? So keep moving, keep working, keep developing, keep, doing what you have to do. And one day, the sun will shine on you and what you have to offer. I hope this helped. My name is Jimmy Chris, and see you some other time. Bye for now.